Hello, it is July 21st, 2017, and we're going to talk about our words and the things that we say to each other. We might talk about the things we say to ourselves, but later or in another recording. But right now, we're going to at least start with that idea of the things we talk about when we're with other people. Our words carry something. I hate using the word energy. It sounds so metaphysical, and 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 that means for some people it's gonna not leave a great taste in their mouth, like energy. Okay, whatever. But unfortunately, my grasp of the English language, I guess, is such that I'm not sure what other expression to use here. But basically, that, let's just say a charge that has an effect, something like that. Is that also too metaphysical? Power? Power to lift up or power to put down? And so there comes this responsibility when we're speaking with other people to realize that our words do have an impact, and to take responsibility for that, because nobody can make another person do something, maybe. But if we're kind of, the things that we're saying to people are either uplifting or making them feel not so good, we should at least realize that and speak accordingly. It's not always easy to do because people get on our nerves sometimes, and we just let our emotion come out, or for whatever other reason, maybe something that we say to someone is not uplifting, and they'll go away being very affected by it, by the experience. So if we're saying that we want to live in a world where people are feeling happy and all those good things, well, this is one of the ways that we can contribute to that. It seems like a small thing, but it's not a small thing. Sometimes when we think about contributing to the world in a positive way, certain ideas run through our mind, like, you know, giving at the food bank, or different pictures might run through our mind of how to make the world an easier place to live in. And usually those pictures we see in our mind's eye are those type of things that they seem big. They seem like, okay, so, obvious. Or, of course, that's a good thing. And those things are actually easier to do. It's much easier to give a presentation that looks obvious than it is to be very careful about how we speak to other people, how we speak with other people. That's difficult. And unfortunately, so many so many feel justified to be able to say what they want, when they want, how they want, regardless. Like, there's no responsibility attached with it. But if you're a human being, which I'm assuming that you are, if you're listening to this, you have had the experience, no doubt, of someone speaking to you in such a way that leaves you feeling refreshed and uplifted and joyful. Feels good, and you enjoy being in that person's presence. And you, no doubt, have also experienced the other, where someone said whatever they said to you, and even if it wasn't malicious, the effect that it had was one of leaving you feel small, or something like that. And if you think about how that felt, you can understand that this is really true. That words have an effect. Even in our conversation, when we have maybe a challenging experience and we feel like we can talk about it with someone, we also have to realize that even if it's not with a malicious intent, that if the subject is one that it just doesn't feel good, then that's not going to be uplifting to the other person. And that doesn't mean that we can never share our thoughts with other people when we're feeling, what we're feeling when we're facing challenges or we've had a challenging situation happen. But maybe we can kind of just be really attentive to how much of that we're putting out. And it is really putting out there. It really is. It calls on us to really reflect on the things that we talk about the most. And it's not that we should be always talking about, quote, spiritual things or trying to be uplifting on purpose or, kind of arranging the things that we say so that they sound a certain way. They sound what seems like it would be uplifting. But it just that's calling on us to just think before we speak. And something that I've done for years is journaling, writing, and just it's very what is that word? Cathartic. It really is. Those words going on a page that is not intended for other people to see, but just for us to release some of what we're going through, to just get it out. A lot of people aren't down for doing this, but it really does, at least for me, I can't speak for all of humanity, it really does help to release some of that pressure, like a pressure valve, just, you see. And something that I've been doing, and I'm not saying that it's something everybody ought to be doing, but I'm just finding I need to be more careful with my words, because when you feel really full because of an experience, really like, one more thing happens, I'm going to explode. When you feel like that, it's easy to share that with someone else. And sometimes it's necessary, and sometimes it's appropriate. But if that's always our MO, like, that every time I come around, oh, here we go, you want to go the other direction because I'm going to have a laundry list of all kinds of horrible things that have happened during my day. We'll see. Then we don't want to wait for somebody to say, listen, I can't talk to you anymore. You always bring me down. We need to be able to kind of keep ourselves in check, but not in such a way like, oh, don't do that, it's bad. Do this, it's good. But just be more mindful when we're speaking to other people. And so I started a sentence. So that's what I've been doing lately. Like today, there were quite a few challenges that I experienced. And as I was communicating with different people throughout the day, there was that feeling like I wanted to just tell them, oh, you won't believe this happened and that happened. There's that feeling. But I stopped it and said no, because maybe that'll make me feel a little bit better because I let it out. But now I've given that to that person. And of course, they're not going to feel exactly how I feel about it and carry that the way I carry it. But still, if the end result could potentially be harmful to them or just make them not feel too good, I have been choosing today to not do that. I haven't actually written anything yet today, but sometimes I talk to myself and just kind of just to let it out. And say, I can't believe this shit. And just like that. So actually, about an hour or so ago, someone asked me, how was your day? And so my response was, it was hard. But now I'm sitting outside, I'm reading the sunshine, I'm relaxing, so feeling much better. So I said, yeah, it was rough, but I didn't elaborate on it. And so the response was, oh, good, I'm glad that you're feeling better. And that was that. Now they don't have to, carry any of it. And then I felt good about that, because it's like, oh, good. Just because I had some what seemed like shitty stuff happen, it doesn't mean I have to pass any of that shitty stuff on to somebody else. And there is that feeling when somebody actually asks you to just go on. But as so it's just like, no, it doesn't have to. And then it keeps that going. And if that other person feels a certain feeling after that, then maybe that's going to come out when they're having conversation with the next person. Like a little bit, it might affect the way the rest of their day goes, or it might affect the next person. And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. So anyway, it's something I'm learning right now, because I think I sort of tried to do it before more, but now I'm trying to be more aware. And that's it. That's it. Just accepting responsibility for the things that we say. And hopefully, this has been helpful or encouraging to someone. So with that, I'm going to say good night. And as always, I wish you all much love.